Okay, today we're going to talk a little bit about commas and conjunctions. And I should really put that in there. Okay, so we have commas and conjunctions. So take a look at this sentence right here. I wondered how Snowball had learned to dance and asked his trainer. Okay, so where is the complete thought? That's the first thing you got to figure out. Okay, I wondered, well, what did I wonder? I wondered how Snowball had learned what? To dance. Is that a complete thought right there? I wondered how Snowball had learned to dance. Yes, that's a complete thought, right? Because you have your subject, I, verb, wondered, and then the rest of the predicate, I wondered what it is you wondered, right? Really an object kind of. We're not going to get into that. So you've got this complete thought, and then let's look right here, and asked his trainer. Well, is and asked his trainer a complete thought? No, it's not. But is asked his trainer a complete thought? No. Nope, it's not. If you were to put I and I asked his trainer, that would be a complete thought. This would be correct, right? Because a comma and a conjunction acts the same way as a semicolon, connecting complete thoughts, right? So this is an incomplete thought. So what do we do with this comma and? Okay, we've already established we're not going to, keep it the same. These two, this one is basically, why would you ever have a semicolon and? No, you wouldn't. So that one's wrong. Would you put a period there? No, because this isn't a complete thought. Okay, the only thing you can do, really, is get rid of the comma, because comma links incomplete ideas, and so does a conjunction by itself. Okay? So this acts as if it were a comma by itself, but a comma and acts like a semicolon. So your answer right here would be B. Okay? It's pretty simple. Pretty simple idea. So your assignment will be to take the quiz that I'm going to give you. It's going to be about commas and semicolons, and yeah, let's just pause this video real quick. Okay, so we've got a different idea here. We've got what's called appositives or insertions, where if there's unnecessary information, you put commas around it. If you can read the complete thought without that information, you put commas around it. Okay, so you have to decide if on this one you need commas around it, or if there's anything that's unnecessary, but it does add meaning, just isn't needed to make the sentence complete. Many people point to dog dancing competitions to argue that birds are not the only animals that can dance. Okay, so would it be no change? To argue that birds are not the only animals. So could I read it? Many people point to dog dancing competitions to argue that can dance. Yeah, that makes no sense. So it can't be B. Argue. To argue, is that a complete thought? Or is the other side a complete thought? No, it's not. So it can't be C. Argue that birds are not the only animals. Yeah, that would be a stupid argument. Why would somebody argue that birds are not the only animals? It's obvious. So it couldn't be D. So it's got to be no change, right? But this is not exactly a good example of appositives. Okay, but this one is right here. Many people point to dog dancing competitions to argue that birds, especially small ones, are not the only animals that can dance. Notice I've got commas around especially small ones because you can read it without especially small ones, so you put commas around it. All right. So yeah, that's it for the information we're going to cover for your test, I believe. No, it's not. We're also going to cover colons and single dashes real quick, except we covered colons. Alright, I changed my mind. We're just going to cover those next week. Your assignment is going to be on IXL to review periods and commas and colons, but I will post that in Canvas. So good luck.